Hi everyone, week 9, just a quick video on what we're going to be going over. Before that, let's just remember it's March 1st, classes end March 26th, so plan your calendars accordingly. We'll have to get all those materials in, including your papers, by March 26th. So we've got a month here. This week, week 9, we had originally put into the folder to continue reading and defying Ocean's End. Because of the recent event, the earthquake specifically in Chile and the tsunami warnings that went out through the Pacific, we really thought it was important to dedicate this week to talking about natural disasters, natural events, and how those impact the coastal areas. Of course, we're all aware of what happened in Haiti recently also, the earthquake there. Fortunately, there was not a tsunami triggered. So that's going to be the focus of this week. Sorry if any of you had gotten a jump on the readings in Defying Ocean's End. But again, this is very relevant and very interesting topic. I think we'll all find it very interesting and possibly assist in your paper research. So starting out, there's a short video from one of the news stations in Hawaii hours after the earthquake had occurred. So provide some insight on what takes place in these areas that have experience with tsunamis. They're very methodical. They talk about it. You can see on the screen here they're showing the image of where the epicenter was and its relation to where the Hawaiian Islands are. So interesting piece. A little bit of talk about the tectonic plates, of course, how they relate to earthquakes and the tsunamis. Here we have the Caribbean plate, island of Hispaniola, Haiti, where the earthquake devastated that island nation. Down here, along the South American Pacific coastline, where the Chilean earthquake just occurred. So just a quick read on that. And then most of this week is going to be focusing on this video documentary by PBS, Nova by PBS, which documents the 2004 tsunami, which devastated a lot of areas in the Indian Ocean region. Prior to that, there's a short video by this particular journalist. She had taken time, studied Sri Lanka, the coastal development, really the unmanaged development, the cutting down of the mangroves, the mining of the coral to fuel the construction boom on that island. And she had reported that there were going to be problems. And unfortunately, that fell on deaf ears. But her work was proven correctly, or to be correct, with that 2004 tsunami and the destruction that took place on Sri Lanka. So here's the PBS site with the documentary. It's about 50 minutes long, but count on a little bit extra because you're going to be taking notes during the video. This week pretty much only consists of those 2 short videos and this documentary, so that is what your journal notes will consist of. So maybe if you can, you could open up 2 screens, this for watching the video and your Word document, and pause the video at certain points, go over to your Word document, type a few key ideas, quick buzzwords, continue with the video, and then at the end you can expand on those notes that you had started. Whatever works best for you. So very, very nicely done documentary. A lot of the science explained. Experts in the area weigh in on what happened, what could happen, etc. It's just very nicely done. I'm sure most of you have seen other PBS Nova documentaries, so you'll enjoy it. So that's all for this week's materials. Again, please keep track of the calendar. March 26th is gonna come up on us very, very quickly. You know, start going through your research papers methodically. Get a first draft done. You know, with a week or more to spare, so that you can set it aside for a day, or ask a friend, a classmate to read it, and then give it back to you, and you'll have some time to look at it again yourself with fresh eyes. That's when you notice things that you didn't when you first put it together. Again, think of the paper as, or the potential audience for your paper, as being perhaps a local politician, a local government agency that you may be applying to them for a grant. You may be trying to work with them to get some sort of program started, initiating a cause. So you'll want your paper to be written in a language that anyone could understand. That's probably the best way of stating it. So, careful with how much scientific jargon you throw out there. Just keep in mind that someone who does not have your insight, your scientific background, may be reading your paper in the future. So that's all for this week. Hope everyone's doing well, and have a good week.